Hello, my name is Omar Rampersad. It is May 7, 2018 at 3:43 p.m. in Toronto. So I'm going to read an article I found about human trafficking in the Huffington Post website, and it's about the increase in trafficking globally. So the title is Human Trafficking is Still Globe's Fastest Growing Crime Despite Increased Awareness. Federal officials may be paying closer attention to the dangers of human trafficking, but the crime remains an ever-growing illegal activity around the globe. The U.S. Department of Defense, the DoD, said on Monday that an increase in employee training on what human trafficking is and how it operates worldwide is paying off significantly. Data show a spike in awareness of slavery and human trafficking issues among the department's employees from 72% in 2008 to nearly 90% today, according to DoD's Combating Trafficking in Persons Program Manager Sam Youssef. Youssef claims staff members, primarily officers who work outside the U.S. and manage military contracts internationally, have learned to pick up on common practices by traffickers, such as confiscating worker passports and withholding wages. Again, confiscating worker passports. You might not think much of it before you take our training, Yusuf said, but through increased awareness, you're able to connect the dots a little bit more. According to advocacy group Polaris Project, human trafficking is a form of slavery where individuals profit from the control and exploitation of others through forced sex or labor practices. Victims can be found working in a variety of different roles throughout the world, including in restaurants, nail salons, and hotels. While DoD's employee awareness on trafficking has increased, so has the practice. The activity has been cited as the globe's fastest growing crime. And while the U.S. Department of State identified 44,758 victims around the world in 2013, the International Labor Organization estimated in 2012 that the total number is much higher, more at 20.9 million. And that's why I paused there, because that number was so low. 20.9 million is probably low as well. The rise in trafficking can be linked, and those are my comments. The rise in trafficking can be linked to criminals believing that they can make money without getting caught, the Seattle Post Intelligencer reported. And that's very true. And not being caught means getting the police involved in the business and getting a lot of other people involved in the business so they don't talk. And also that they get free labor, they get free sex. So why would they talk? Bribery, basically. And it doesn't always have to be money. The rise in trafficking can be linked to criminals, again, to reiterate, to criminals believing they can make money without getting caught. It's the third largest and fastest growing crime worldwide because it combines high profit and low risk. Again, high profit. Bradley Miles, deputy director of the Polaris Project, said on a 2008 panel. So that was a short article there. But I guess what it points out is that that trafficking isn't always visible. And I've been talking about remote trafficking in my videos that I posted on the YouTube channel. And I've been talking about the invisibility of the trafficking because it's done remotely. So this is one way that people or criminals can take part in this trafficking and think that they will not be caught. However, in the case of a remote trafficking, I mean, there is digital information, there's networking, there is cell phone information, there's phone numbers, there's text messages, there is information on the net about the victims. People would have to know who the victims are so they can log on When they log on to the person, there is digital information, there is a connection on a computer or a cell phone. Uh, and also with the use of with the use of chips to track or some sort of a biometric feature to track. This is also digital information. And using the tracking to discipline the slave, so-called slave, quote unquote, the trafficked individual. Um, the technology, the remote technology, includes disciplining the person, the victim, with lasers and microwaves. So it's totally, totally reasonable to say that criminals are using lasers and microwaves on their victims. So there is no reason why anybody in authority in the legal system, in the policing system, there's no reason why an individual in these systems, any one of them, should tell a woman, a man, a child who is talking about being hit with lasers and microwaves to tell them that they're mentally ill. It's unreasonable given today's technology. It's unreasonable given that you don't have to be an abused wife, an abused girlfriend, or in a relationship or in some sort of a criminal activity to become a victim of this. Anyone can be a victim of this. Anyone, without any connection to any organization, without being in a relationship, without being in an argument with anybody, anyone. And this is the whole idea. People with no criminal background are being targeted. And more and more you're seeing, oh, the world is seeing, that not only vulnerable people are being targeted, but people who have accomplished a lot in life can be using the remote technologies brought down, broken down, and forced into the business, quote unquote, because presumably once the career is taken over, destroyed, the person will be taken over and be forced into the business. And I believe this is exactly what's happening in my case. Talk to you another time.